Okay, sir, we are live now. Good luck.
Thank you. Should I begin?
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Today I'm Nahid Raza. I'm here with a very essential, relevant, and required topic, that is classroom management. Classroom management is the process that teachers use to create positive classroom environment and ecosystem. Classroom management is broadly organization and consistency. Please note, organization and consistency. I'm not talking about discipline. Classroom management is not about discipline. Classroom management is broadly about organization and consistency. Discipline is about rules, whereas classroom management is about procedures and processes. When we are organized and structured and have small processes and procedure, we are more effective as teachers. A procedure is simply a method for getting things done. The problem of classroom today is lack of procedures and routines. Procedures are the backbone of daily classroom life. Procedures must become routine. What is the process of it? We should have annual planning, monthly planning, weekly planning, daily planning, and yes, 10 minutes chunk planning as lesson plan, right? And whatever material is required, we should keep along with us. It is called development. We enter into the class, we observe the class, seating arrangement is seen, children, their posture, eye contact, books, notebooks, bottle, bench, mates, facial expression, we check everything when we enter. Their mood, material in the class, green board, date, day, how many children present, keeping, then we keep material, screening home assignments, recapitulation of what was instructed in the last class, reading in rotation, explanation, asking questions, accepting questions in the class. With a plan ready and in place, students' learning and achievement can begin. Teaching can therefore be a very exciting, rewarding, and successful profession. Now, consistency, I'm talking about consistency after procedures and processes. Consistency refers to a classroom environment that is predictable and stable, because children know this would be done, the children know the sequence. Since students are aware of how the classroom functions and is organized, there is not yelling and scolding in the class. Students want planning. They want structure. They want things and events in order. They want material and events organized. Kindly deliver it time and again. Each day, every day, repeatedly, it should be delivered. Planning should be positive, well managed, clear practices and procedures. Children will respond positively. I strongly believe. Now, I believe classroom is managed positively, and you believe classroom is managed properly. I believe you believe. When parents walk into the classes, when we allow them, they are surprised that all children know what to do, when to do, and how to do, because everything has been communicated very clearly, planning has been done and established. When students and teachers are clear about what is to be learned, tremendous learning takes place. Students do well when work is stated clearly and in details, leaving no room for confusion. If confusion is not there, clarity is there, students' achievement is better. Teachers' clarity enhances students' motivation and achievement. We as teachers must have clear and specific objectives. Students know where they are going. They know the direction. Students must practice the assignments on what they are to learn. They must be aware that after doing this assignment, they would be able to get equipped themselves for their benefit. They know what they are doing. We must provide feedback to help students make progress. They know how well they are doing. We must adjust instructions based on assessment. They know where to go next because they know steps. Students succeed because the evaluation is based on the lesson objectives. They know how they will be tested and will have high expectations for good grades. All students succeed because there is clarity about what they are to accomplish. When clarity is established in the classes, children have control over their success. When lessons are clearly organized, research shows there is 25 to 30% improvement in students' performance. Now, checking comprehension, checking their understanding. Assessment is just a way of saying checking for understanding. Assessment is for checking understanding and improving instructions. The effective teacher constantly checks for understanding as the lesson progresses. There is like, this is like a chef who constantly checks the food while cooking, or a pilot who constantly checks the compass for route while flying. The purpose of assessment is to gather information for improving instruction and learning. Assessment is something, we do for students. Please understand. Assessment is something we do for students, not for students. Assessment can raise the students' achievement. Just think what would happen to students learning if students know what they were to learn, means they know their objectives, and how they would be assessed, means feedback. Then improving instructions could be drafted and created. Now, for making classroom management effective, teachers must be effective. How can teacher be effective? An effective teacher knows managing classroom and managing instruction. Therefore, a teacher sorry for interruption. A teacher needs to create and maintain a classroom management plan and an instructional management plan in two separate binders. How to effectively manage your classroom? It is no secret. Effective teachers have a classroom that is organized, structured, and consistent, with a plan in how classroom is run, so the students will know what to do to learn to succeed. The key to have a classroom management plan with procedures. Right? Classroom management could be very effective if we are able to adopt 3 steps. We should define, explain, demonstrate, and model the procedure first, so that children are well informed. Thereafter, second, practice the procedure as teachers monitor and correct when required. Third point, reinforce the procedure with praise and appreciation. Right? We should appreciate. Thank you, student. You are in right direction. You are doing well. You are improving. Classroom management is confused with classroom discipline. Big confusion. But it is about organization and consistency. It was stated earlier as well. Assessment is for learning, whereas evaluation is for grading. Now, again, I'm talking about effective teacher. Effective teacher is always prepared. He prepares lesson plan. He anticipates what could be there in the classes. He knows all the procedure. He knows his instructions well. He has the knowledge of his subject. He knows child psychology, human development, right? And effective teacher is always very positive, optimistic, enthusiastic. When these ingredients are found in a teacher, those are transferred to students, and students are also positive, optimistic, and enthusiastic. Then ecosystem of the class could be better. An effective teacher holds high expectations from students. Yes, every student can achieve the target, the objective, and accomplish that. Right? Teacher must be very creative. He must come with new ideas. He must communicate new ideas. Teacher must be fair. All students are equal. There is no partiality. All are respected. Display a personal touch. Yes. An effective teacher displays and connects before communication with all students with personal touch. Cultivate a sense of belonging. Yes, children must know that this teacher belongs to us. He is very good teacher. He is caring us. He is giving everything he has, right? Compassionate. We need to be compassionate. We should try to delve into the problem of students and solve their problems. And we should always, with our students, have a sense of humor sometimes, because seriousness will not work in the classes. Children are small or even of middle ages and of university level. So sense of humor is very essential component of teaching and learning process and classroom management. So that class could be driven towards the objectives, right? Yes, above all, we must, as effective teachers, respect our students. We should respect their opinion. We should respect their problems. We should respect their answers. When we start respecting them, they are open. When they are open, classroom management is very easy. So we need to respect, no matter what grade child is scaling, achieving, but we need to respect every child, each child in the class, Yes, we should be forgiving, because we are human beings. We create mistakes, students create mistakes. So we need to forgive children. We should forget things done wrong by children, because sometimes children may speak unwanted, their behavior is unacceptable, but we should always be forgiving, because they are our children. We are developing them. We are raising them. We are responsible for them. If all these things are there, so we should have good relation, right? And we should be in a, they are our children, so everything would be done for them. Yes, first of all, we should admit our mistakes. Then we should admit mistakes students, right? And we should try to make them better human beings, along with the contents delivered in the classes, knowledge imparted in the classes, so that students can become good human beings. This civilization thrives because cultivation in the classroom will help children to be better human being. If they are good human being in the class, then classroom is not managed. It is led towards good objectives, towards betterment. Yeah, an effective teacher is a good communicator. We need to communicate. And for communication, we should try to listen more and more to students, because the more they speak, the more they express themselves, the lesser, sorry, the lesser stress they have. So we need to have good communication with students, right? And we should have small talks with the students. Let them say, let them have talk among themselves. So communication tools should be used in a very effective manner, so that everyone achieves in the class, right? uh, Listening skills are very much required, so he needs to be very good listener. Generally what happens, We as teachers speak more. So it could be very, since effective teacher is creative, so effective teacher must listen more, must accept more, must have their children's expressions more, opinions more, right? And teachers must have patience. Yes, everything takes time, so we need to have patience. We should wait. We should give students time, and we should, when asking question, we should give them proper time so that child could think, child could frame sentences, and child should deliver. And many a times, sorry, at one instance child is unable to say properly, then give time so that child can speak his sentences or deliver his answers right, better, with clarity. And we need not to correct them, we should accept. Right, after acceptance, after somebody is prepared, after all students have delivered their sentence, then correct answer could be delivered by teachers. And I say that effective teacher uses his green board in a very cordial manner. How? That students should write, and the teacher should also write. It is not like that the teachers will write only. No, students should also write, so that they feel themselves heard, they feel themselves respected and engaged, because the students engagement is very much required, right? They two children should be clubbed together, three children should be clubbed together, four children should be clubbed together. Let them have brainstorming among themselves, let them express among themselves, right? So this collaboration could also be done among students, right? So here effective teacher has adaptability. He adapts the situation very well, right? He, when he go to classes of lower age students, speak in a very different manner, because the language is a prime thing, right? When he goes to senior classes, their contents delivery is main, lecture method is main. So effective teacher must be very adaptive, right? Adaptability should be there in his correct in his personality, so that everything could be managed very well. When adaptability is there, classroom management uh, could be done in a very positive manner and effective manner, right? And the effective teacher is very engaging. He engages students with his voice, his compassionate nature, and with activities, because he's subjects expert. When he goes to class, he's prepared also. So, right. So, planning should be such that all students are engaged, that there is no behavioral problem, right? So, effective teacher is very engaging, right? Passionate, very passionate, enthusiastic towards subject, towards humanity. When these things are sorry, when these things are there, things could be done in a very good manner in class. Collaboration is very much required, right? And effective teachers are collaborative, right? They collaborate with the other teachers, other subject teachers, they collaborate with students, and they collaborate with students also, right? So that activity could be done, right? Exchange of ideas could be done, more knowledge could be spread, right? And above all, effective teacher is knowledgeable. He is the master of his subject, and he teaches very well with compassion, with passion, and with the human touch. Right, right. Now, after effectivity of the teacher, let me move towards instructional planning. Instructional planning is very essential, right? Because if instructions are planned properly, classroom management could be very productive, engaging, result oriented. Instructional planning is a process of the teacher using appropriate curricula, instructional strategies, resources, and data during the planning process to address the diverse needs of students, because diversity is there in all classes, and we respect all students. So diversity is to be respected, and more and better delivery is to be carried out. Children must be better human being, well informed, and they should become the master of the contents delivered in the classes. So instructional planning becomes essential component of teaching and learning and classroom management, right? So instructional planning, plan work carefully. We need to plan our instructions and work plan effectively. Never go to class without elaborate plan. Teacher must not go to class without detailed planning, right? Right? If you do not plan for students, they will have planning for you. So behavioral problem would occur, right? Instructional momentum can be fractured, can be obstructed and hindered in the class. If we are not prepared, we may stuck. So it is very essential to have instructional planning for the class. Set lesson objectives is very, very important component. If lesson objectives are set, established, communicated, so students understand where are they to go, right? And be clear about them. A teacher must be clear, students must be clear. Then classroom management could be very effective. If objectives are set, established, and communicated. Objectives must be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timed. Please see. Prepare teaching materials in advance and use them effectively. Please understand this point, very essential point is coming up. Expect behavioral problems and try to find solutions for them. If we are not expecting, all of a sudden behavioral problems are coming, then it could be very much hindrance in the classes. So classroom could be adversely affected. So because 88% teachers have responded that behavioral problems occur in the class, happen. So we need to have proper procedure to address behavioral problem, and it is expected that the children generally do because they are not aware. So we will have to make them aware also. We will have human touch with them also, right? Right. And when objectives are communicated, I stated earlier, so it could be minimized. Anticipate barriers to goal achievements. Barriers could be there for goal achievements, right? And it should be anticipated, and we should try to find solutions for them. Divide your time among main stages of the lesson in 10-minute chunks, right? So we need to divide our time, right? Use various teaching strategies appropriate to the students' level. We will have to see the level of students, level of their comprehension. And yes, when these things are addressed, classroom management could be very effective and productive. Link the lesson with previous work. We will have to check the previous knowledge, then we can build the next knowledge. Otherwise, things may be irrelevant, and classroom management could be unproductive. So link please with previous knowledge. Give the students a purpose that yes, they need to do this. Why are they doing this? Why should be added? And when we enter into the classes for making classroom management effective, please see their seating arrangement. If seating arrangement is not appropriate, because generally we have what sort of seating arrangement? Teacher is standing in front, students are facing teacher or facing green board. It could be semicircle, it could be circle also, right? Because children should also have collaboration, communication, interaction among themselves. then their learning multiplies. So this sort of ecosystem could be created. Children must be, when questions are asked, children must be heard. Their answer should be accepted. Their opinion should be cherished, right? Then next students will speak the same answer, right? Sorry, question would be asked and will give his answer, right? So in this way, child will feel himself accepted, because the correct answer is important, but acceptance of children in the classes is more important. So child must feel himself accepted, welcoming, right, included, then learning takes place better, because child is open and confidence will shoot up. When child is confident, child feels motivated also, so learning is better. As I stated, green board is very essential component. So on green board, 50% should be used by students, 50% by teachers. And when students give correct answers in the classes, their name should be written. If possible, father's name should be written. A child could be used for writing it, because teacher is simply a facilitator, right? In the same manner, I generally talk about uh, previous knowledge. So for that, because we need to have classroom management effective, how can it be effective? When children have previous knowledge. For having better previous knowledge, we need to cultivate a reading skill among students. If reading skills are cultivated, imbibed, what will happen? The learning outcome would be 100%, 150% to 100% better, because children are open to learning and reading is the window. So in this manner, we can make our classroom management better. We should organize parent-teacher meeting. Parents are also essential component. We should talk more and more about classroom, and before we complain about children, their behavior, their learning outcome, we should appreciate them also. Before parents, yes, if child is putting in efforts, effort should be appreciated. If child is good in writing, writing should be appreciated. If a child is very much focused, focus should be appreciated. So child should be appreciated, because child may have lot many deformities and problems, but positive side is always there. So we need to reinforce positivity and enthusiasm. We should bless children in front of parents. So the confidence of the parents goes up, and system could be created, right? And yes, when we praise children, we should praise children, our students, in public. And when we need to give them suggestions, advice, we should take them one side. And so that child feels that emotions are respected and correction is also expected, right? So child thinks, ponders over the suggestions, the advice extended by teachers. And we always correct their notebooks on time. We should give them proper feedback And we must be very much clear about the objectives of assessments and evaluation. When these things are clear, what happens? Children prepare for their exams, for their tests. So there should be a proper system of class test and examination. Specific dates should be mentioned so that when children are there in the classes, they know where they are heading towards. These things are very essential because classroom management is not only about students and teachers. Classroom is also about curriculum because curriculum is dissected in curriculum. As we stated that it should be structured and consistency should be maintained, everything should be organized. So assessment must be clearly defined, right, and communicated. In terms of organization, right, and Michael Phelps was keeping his everything order and he got 28 medals in Olympics. How was it? Right, he is also a human being like us. He was keeping everything where required. In the same manner, students can save their productive time in the classes when they keep their everything in order. In the same manner, teachers should also keep their things in order, and we should know what was taught yesterday, what is being taught today, how much is to be taught today, and what would be taught tomorrow. And we should also keep in mind if it is there in scheme home assignments and which home assignment is to be given and when will it be corrected. Children must know everything. When children are well informed, they do, of course, very well. They have ownership on their work. So autonomy should also be extended to students because it is the students who will manage everything, who will drive everything. So when autonomy is given, it is not only classroom management, but it is the classroom leadership management. When children have their own ownership of instruction, of behavior, of classroom, right? So they do wonders and skyrocket this. So this is all. Thank you very much. Thank you indeed. Thank you very much.